Hey, John here. LiveJoyDiet.com and LiveJoyEveryday.com. So, one thing that I did back in the day, probably like 15 years ago, is that I worked out pretty hard. I had a more physical job. I was probably physically like in the best shape of my life, but I was still kind of fat. I was probably around the same fat that I am now. What I did then was I ate whatever I wanted, and that just doesn't work. It's like to myself, I was like, well, I'm gonna work out and then eat what I want. Now that doesn't work. And a lot of times the eating what I want is the quick and easy fast food stuff, or the pizza, or the stuff that I can grab. So if you're eating healthier, a lot of things that I can cook fancy, but sometimes just a hamburger patty and some vegetables, a piece of chicken and some vegetables. You know, on occasion I'll have a sausage. Sometimes I'll eat steak and eggs, or eggs and a piece of fish. What did I have the other day? Oh, I had corned beef, cabbage, and eggs. So I'm gonna exercise and eat what I want. I wouldn't go down that path. I don't think it works. I just can eat quick and fast things. You can still eat quick and fast. You just have to, I don't know, make a plan. I don't do much food prep. I will make up some meatballs. No bread, of course, in the meatballs. Or I'll make a meatloaf. Same recipe, just different shape. That's about the only food prep that I do. I'll often get asked, but what do you eat? That's the easy part. That's the easiest part. The harder part is, probably for most people, is the self-love. Is to knowing the difference between feelings and how you feel. Feelings is based in emotion and usually fear. Feel is that gut feeling of being alive, of knowing yes or no, knowing that it fuels you or it depletes you. That's probably a harder part for most.